Hi, I'm old. 46. This is the last year I'll be in my mid-40s as I move into my late 40s next year. And in this video, I wanted to talk about the non-weighted gear that I use because as I've gotten older and, tried to maintain fitness, I have found myself gravitating more to calisthenics and body weight training, even using weights, weighted calisthenics. And I do use weights. I have a Kinsui Easy Vest. I have their Adjustabells, so I use some dumbbells because they can use the same weight plates as the Easy Vest. And then now I have the Adjusta Clubs and the Adjusta Mace and the Easy Bell, which I'll be doing a review on soon. So I still use some weights for things, but it's more accessory because as I'm getting older, I found that just going to the gym for me is a hassle, so I like working out at home. Been working out at home ever since they closed in 2020. Have no plans on ever going back. But as I was finding things to do at home without buying a rack and a bar and all that other stuff that can increase the cost, I found myself enjoying the body weight type stuff, resistance bands, things like that. So I wanted to do a video covering the non-weighted types of gear that I like to use in my training. And it's just, easier on the body as you get older, easier on the joint. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder, taking a bunch of PEDs and all that like all the other fitness influencers on the internet. I'm just a guy, a middle-aged man trying to feel good and look good. And I think I've done I can't do anything about my face, but I've done a pretty good job of feeling good and maintaining a pretty decent physique for a man in his mid-40s with the genetics that I have to work with. So here's the types of equipment I like to use. Easier on the body, easier on the joints, less risk of injury, all of that kind of thing. First and foremost, ever since I got this outdoor pull-up bar, I've just been in love with it, been in love with training outside. I've added dip bars to it, so I have attachments all over the place so that I can connect all my other types of gear like resistance bands and suspension trainers, my T2 Fusion trainer, things like that. So that's kind of, if I can't work out at the house and barring weather conditions being unsuitable for working out, I work out less here at the office than I used to, and I work out more in my backyard on my pull-up bar and dip bars. So the only way that you can actually do that is if you build your own. You can't really go to the store and buy this. You have to go to Home Depot and buy everything, which is where I got all the stuff to put that together. And then I got the attachments and the things like that I placed around there. I got those off of Amazon. But yeah, that's where I do a lot of my training now. And the types of things that I like to attach to it, for example, like I said, is like the T2 ISO trainer, which is one of my favorite pieces of equipment for suspension training, for the isokinetics, for the isoelastic, those types of functionality for it. It's just very versatile, and I love using it. It's one of my favorite pieces of equipment. It doesn't have any weight to it. It just, it's a suspension trainer plus the elastic and the isokinetic stuff, the body fight thing. It's not really a pulley, but it's a force multiplier housing unit. It's just a fantastic piece of equipment. Usually my favorite thing to go to in addition to doing the pull-ups and the dips and the push-ups and things like that. So the T2 ISO trainer, still using that, big fan of it. Have a lot of videos on this channel if you want to check those out. Still loving to use the resistance bands. And when I lift weights and stuff, I usually do that here in the office. And in the winter months, I find myself using the weights more because it's indoors. So I'll set up the bench, get out the Adjustabells from Kinsui, use the dip belt to do weighted dips, weighted pull-ups with the vest. I'll use the Easy Bell, things like that in the office. But at home, I don't like to drag out the weights, so I typically still use the resistance bands, especially when I'm trying to concentrate on legs to add more resistance to my legs. I really think that that's a good alternative to put a lot of tension in the muscle when you're trying to work legs with resistance bands and you don't have weights accessible. And I don't like to drag the weights outside. That's why I've left them here at the office instead of taking them home. So resistance bands still factor heavily in my training, especially when I'm training outdoors. I have a ton of the little Kinsui stuff, the Swissies 45. I have the Swissies Max, need to do a review on those. The Nanobars XL, the Nanobars 2.0, the suspension trainer, the Neo rings. I love all of that stuff. Because when you have a pull-up bar, the Swissies and the Swissies 45 and the Swissies Max, they give you a lot of options, right? A lot of options than just having a straight bar. I have the 360 grips when I want just free rotation, things like that. The Swissies are static, but you can vary up the grips with those things. And so I'm not just doing pull-ups or chin-ups on the straight bar. I have the Swissies that give me a whole lot of options. Love those. Love the Neo rings. I think the Nanobar 2.0 suspension trainer is a great item. Love using that. So I still have all of those little Kinsui accessory stuff that I would count as non-weighted gear that kind of augments my body weight training. Sometimes you just don't want a whole lot of hassle, and so I'm still using that Series 8 suspension trainer that cost me $10 at Five Below. What an awesome suspension trainer, and it's so quick and easy. It's got to be it's going to be in my top 5 pieces of equipment simply because of its functionality and price. So for 2023, when I do my top 5 video here coming up soon on the channel, that's definitely got a place in. It's just so painless, quick, easy setup, all that. When I'm traveling, I like to use the cross grips to do pull-ups. You can hang rings off of those as well, or suspension trainers. Great for getting your pull-ups in if you're trapped in on the road somewhere and you know the gym doesn't have a pull-up bar or whatever at the hotel or things like that. Just or if you're staying with friends or whatever, the cross grips are an excellent piece of equipment, especially when traveling. For cardio, I still have my inertia wave. I think that one's on the fence. It may be in my gear gone in 2024 next year. Don't know. I like it. Great piece of kit, but the T2 Fusion Trainer can do wave training. And as I've said several times in previous videos, had I got the T2 Fusion Trainer before I got the inertia wave, I probably never would have got the inertia wave. But I still like it. It's a really excellent piece of equipment. If you want a battle rope alternative and you want to burn some calories, the inertia wave's great. So I still have that. I still have the pedal station under my desk to get in my cardio here at the office while I'm just sitting here working at my desk. Then I have the ProSource Fit dip bars, which I recently did a review on. I keep those here in my office when I want to do some dips and stuff. I want to do kind of a weighted calisthenics focused workout here at the office, which I've been doing more of. Like I said, when the weather gets colder, I'm not in the backyard pull-up bar as much because it gets too cold. And I've noticed that I get colder these days, maybe because I'm older or maybe because I'm not fat anymore, that as the temperature drops, I used to walk around in shorts in 20-degree weather. I can't do that anymore, and I think that's a combination of being old and not fat. That my tolerance for the cold weather has gone down from where it used to be. And then I just have a pull-up bar that I use here in the office. I just put it in the doorway behind there, so I can do my pull-ups here in the office. I can do my cable machine. I can connect it to the pull-up bar, and it works really great if I just want to do some cable work, you know, lat pull downs, tricep push downs, things like that with the weight plates. So that is the non-weighted gear that I am using here in 2023. I hope you found this video helpful, give you some ideas of the types of equipment that you can use indoors that doesn't cost a whole lot of money and isn't too heavy to lug around. So if you liked the video, click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. I don't really care either way. It's fine. Just do one or the other. And if you want to support what we're doing at Theology Geek Fitness, you can become a patron at patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. $1 gets you in the door. $10 and above patrons get access to all the things that the dollar patrons get, which is over 100 workout videos featuring the types of equipment that you see featured here on this channel. But the $10 and above patrons also get in on my frequent gear giveaways. We just had one here recently. We'll have another one after the first of the year, because all the money that you invest in the channel gets reinvested to where I can buy more equipment and then review it. And if I like it or don't like it, either way, but I'm not going to really find a use for it, I give it away to the patrons periodically. So consider that, and I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.